Okay, welcome to your orientation session. So today we're going to go over how you can get the most out of the Influential Leader Workshop and qualify for bonuses. So the Influential Leader Workshop is happening next week. I am, during that workshop, your guide, your executive coach, and we'll be spending 5 really amazing days together. And when I say days, I'm not talking about full days, but I'm talking about 1 hour a day. When you stop for lunch, you're going to join me. And over the course of those days, we're going to cover what you'll need to know in order to be more influential, more effective, and to be able to take your lowest performing employee and lead them through a very specific proven process to transform them into champions, to high performing talent for your team. All right. And I've welcomed over, 500 leaders so far. So this is not my first go around. We've had amazing results. And we've had people joining really from all over the world. So it's always a really exciting thing to be putting this together. And what we've noticed from doing this workshop is when people come in prepared and knowing how to capture the most value from the workshop, they get better results. And that is exactly what we want to share with you today, is how people have gotten the most out of the workshop and what kind of results that they've gotten. So we've had people like COOs, CEOs, managers of every level. So frontline managers, middle managers, higher managers, business owners join and get a lot out of this workshop. So if you are joining us, I want to acknowledge you for taking time off of your really, really busy schedule. And Kelsey Ann and I know how busy you are. So taking the time out of your busy schedule, putting the distractions aside to invest in yourself so that you can be more of the leader that your team and your employees desperately need. That is amazing. So congratulations. Thank you for taking the time. And I will honor you by meeting you where you are at and making sure you get the most out of next week. So Kelsey Ann, what would you like to add here?
Sure. So I'd like to add, if anybody is out there watching, you can say hi in the comments below, and we will, so that we know that you are and where you're watching from today. So if you have questions like, what happens if my employee is only there for the paycheck? How do I deal with employees who avoid me and give me uncommitted surface answers? Commitments without follow through. How do you get past this pattern? The employee has good intention, but brings in their personal problems at work. You set those boundaries, or maybe even the employee isn't open to feedback. How do I break through their denial and defensiveness? So these are the types of questions that Melissa digs into during the Influential Leader Workshop.
Yeah. And so those questions come up through the workshop. Sometimes there are questions that you'll be asking behind the scenes during the workshop. So you're going to get my proven method, my proven process, but we're also going to tackle the questions that are most important for you. So hint, hint, participation here, asking the questions, bringing forward the situations that you're most struggling with, will allow me to give you more of what you need and answer those specific questions. So who I am, for those still getting to know me, some of you have been working with me, you know about me, but some of you were just getting to know each other at this time. So I want to give you a little bit about me, my background, just so you can feel comfortable as you're joining the workshop in who I am and what are the types of things that you're going to get from me. So first off, I've spent most of my career, so more than 20 years in management. So I understand managing things and leading people. I've had direct experience with that. And I've spent the last 10 years behind the scenes as a coach, helping leaders with leadership issues and employee issues. And I'm also helping leaders empower their employees, empower their teams to take on more of the responsibility so that they're more self-managed and even sometimes self-led. What that means is that the leader yourself can do less of the managing and more of the important high payoff activities that are asked of you, right? As a leader, it's really important that you're not just stuck in today and the operational problems and the firefighting, but that you can also look at tomorrow and in 3 months and in the next year and be able to have your eye on the future and the goals, and especially the strategic goals, to be able to design the path forward. And let me tell you, as a manager, having that experience, it is really difficult to think about the future and to design the path forward when you're stuck in the problem solving of today. Right? So that is what I want to help you do, is do more of your what is going to help you lead, give you your time back. In the past years, I've done more than 400 hours of coach training. So I am a trained coach. I don't just put a sticker on and say I help people. I actually have the coach training. I know how to coach. I've logged more than 1,000 hours of coaching in the past couple of years. So I have to submit a log to ICF. So I have a track of how many hours I have. Let me tell you, I have the experience of coaching employees, coaching leaders, coaching executive, and coaching teams. That's the type of coaching that I do. When I'm not coaching, I am a faculty member, or I'm part of the faculty at William Glasser International. So I'm a practicum supervisor and soon to be basic instructor for choice theory, reality therapy, and lead management. I'm also on the Canadian board, so the Glasser Canada board. And now I'm on the international board representing Canada. So I'm sitting at two different boards, two different levels, on the national stage and on the international stage. 6 Seconds, which is a international organization for emotional intelligence. They are pioneers in emotional intelligence research and developing tools for emotional intelligence. I am an instructor with them. So essentially, when I'm not coaching, I'm teaching or I'm sitting on boards to reach more people, right? That's a passion of mine, is to bring humanity back in the workplace and make a difference so that we can meet more of our needs and be well in the workplace as we're achieving really great quality work together. My area of expertise is the people side of business. So some people would like to call me a life coach or a business coach or all these things. I would say my area of expertise is the people side. So it's really leadership and executive coaching that I do, as well as team coaching. And I bring all of me. When I do coaching, you're going to get flavors of emotional intelligence. And when I'm teaching and facilitating workshop, you're getting emotional intelligence, you're getting choice theory, reality therapy, lead management, as well as trust facilitation. So I've done a lot of training, and all of that training has resulted in 16 plus certificates. The training that I do is long-term. It's not like little pieces of training. I'm really invested in my professional development and especially developing my skills as a coach continuously. So I have a lot in my background, and I bring all of it to the table when I'm doing something like this. And I'm sharing all of these credentials and all of this experience just so you can get a sense of me and that you can feel comfortable joining me and feeling comfortable in taking what I'm offering you. So I don't want you to just trust me because I want you to know where this is all coming from. So I felt your pain. I have the experience in managing and leading people. And I also am a trained coach. And this is what I do every day. So Kelsey Ann, I'd like you to know about Kelsey Ann because Kelsey Ann is a really important part of my team. And as you join us in this workshop, you're going to have a lot of contact with Kelsey Ann. So tell us a little bit about you and what we can expect.
Sure. So, as you mentioned, my name is Kelsey Ann. I'm your right hand and your marketing director. I'm also the lead on organizing public facing learning opportunities, such as the workshop that's coming up next week. And I am so excited. Another workshop. So I'll be here to support you with any tech issues, coordinate Q&A, and any workshop materials. So
What would a tech issue look like in your world?
a tech issue could be having an issue accessing the workbook because you're behind a firewall. We have a lot of government employees that join and they have firewalls. So I just send them a quick email with the PDF attached, and that seems to, supersede it all. So no need to stop you in your workshop. I'm there to handle any of those tech issues or any issues like that. So this workshop's 100% actionable. So meaning you're going to actually walk away with a step-by-step strategy to turn any difficult employee situation into a win for you and your team. And this is for free. So I still wonder, Melissa, should we be doing this for free? Like, you're giving so much, but I know this is how you share and give value. Melissa will be giving you an inside look into her very own internal processes as an executive coach. And she gives you the exact same system that you can duplicate for yourself. So, as I mentioned, it's going to be truly workshop style. So, she's going to walk you through a simple, actionable process that has been proven to motivate and inspire your employees without feeling like you have to drag them to success. So, there's no fluff. And the absolute best part.
Yeah. Before you get to the
Yeah,
best
yeah.
part, can I just speak to something you just said? I
Yes.
feel really fortunate in where we are as a business to be able to, take a week off and say, hey,
Mhm.
we're going to offer all of this value. And people do have that same reaction, like, wow, you give a lot in that 1 week. My goal is to make sure that I give you something that you can action and you can have a win. So regardless of any work or not work that you do with me in the future, you're walking away. And the more people I can reach, the more that's serving me and my mission. My personal mission is to transform the workplace. So I feel super fortunate to be able to take a week off from normal business
Mhm.
and do this. And I dedicate myself to this. And I can
Absolutely.
dedicate my team to making sure to make this. So for a full week, you get all of our attention.
Mhm.
And then we return to business as normal.
Absolutely. And
So what's
yeah,
the best part? What's the
the
best part?
best the best part. The best part is that you get to tune in on your lunch break. So there's no need to take off a full day's work or the whole week to get the benefits out of this workshop.
Yeah. So what are the benefits out of this workshop? Let's talk a little bit about that, what you can expect. Because if you're going to show up for 1 hour a day for 5 days, it's really important for you to know what you're going to get out of it. And I know this. So I'm going to walk you through my system, like I said. And that's going to help you eliminate employee disengagement. And it's going to not only eliminate, but it will help you put things into place to prevent. And you can see I like coffee. I drink second cup. I'm like waving this around. Look at black. We were out of coffee today.
Oh no. Oh no.
Not a good thing.
Not a
Um,
good thing.
so so eliminate disengagement and prevent any future disengagement from happening. But because what you'll learn through the workshop is engagement is something that goes up and down. It's always fluctuating. So it's something that you have to keep your finger on the pulse of. And you have to be able to recognize when it's going up, when it's going down, and to know how to make sure that it's always on the trend up. Right. And then I'm gonna walk you through how to approach your situation. So I'll be giving you a way to assess the situation that you're dealing with, because there's no really one size fits all approach. All right. So you're going to start with like really taking the situation that you have on hand and using my assessment tool to figure out where you are, how much effort you need to put into the situation, what will be the best approach, and what is the likelihood of turning things around. And I think we've all been there where it's like, when is enough enough? When have I given enough, like, to this situation? Is anything going to change? And I'd like you to have that clarity so that you're not wasting more time than you need to, that you can quickly either turn things around or know when it's time to change directions. I'm going to help you boost your influence and your effectiveness in your communication. So we're going to kind of pave the path. So what you'll notice in my process, you don't just jump into a conversation. There are things that you're going to be doing ahead of time to pave the way to success. And then we're going to transform that conversation. So instead of it being a hard conversation that you're avoiding, it'd be something that can feel good, even if you're tackling hard issues and things that aren't so comfortable. That can be done in a really good way where you're going to get a win, your employee are going to get a win themselves, and you can get more of what you want, which is performance and stronger relationships. And it's really exciting when you can go from a place of like things are okay to reigniting passion, engagement, initiative, excitement, motivation on your team. And so I've seen people come into the workshop where they didn't necessarily have a specific situation that they were concerned about, but they employed the process just across their team. And they walked away with a lot more motivation and engagement at the end of the week. And that was a big win. And if you're a leader, you have unique situations. There's no, when we're looking at people, we are dealing with complex systems as individuals within a complex system, which is a system of these complex individuals that are all relating to each other. So I'm going to help you customize that strategy. I am not a one size fits all or this is your one thing that you're going to do and resolve it. You're going to get something that's comprehensive and that you're going to be able to action. So if you're ready to break through to the next level of leadership without having to compromise your values, this is the workshop for you. A lot of people come to me, they have an idea of who they want to be as leaders. They step into leadership and over the years realize that it's really hard for them to be who they want to be with all of the stress and the tensions that come with leadership. And I want you to be able to be more of the leader you want to be while being effective. So you don't need to compromise yourself. So this is what you're going to get. Let's get to how you're going to get the most out of this training. So we have in the past, with this experience, figured out what are the key things. We've been tracking who's had the most success and what they were doing.
So we came up with 3 things for leaders to do. So it's important to show up every day. Monday through Friday, we're going to meet on Zoom. The link will be sent out in an email at 12 p.m. Eastern. So during your lunch break, you can pop on and join us. So each day will stack onto the previous, and you'll get the most when you do show up every day. So when you do show up, make sure you have a pen and a notepad. Block out approximately 60 minutes and focused time each day. The leaders that shut down all their browsers and really kind of shut their door and really focused got the most out of the workshop. Melissa will be going deep with actionable strategies to help you bring your employees back into alignment and win back your time. So we also had, and it really worked quite well. Some participants have invited their colleagues or their leadership team to join, and they send that invite out or share this opportunity as a collaborative learning experience. So feel free to invite anybody who you think or who you know would get benefit out of this workshop.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Doing it together, creating a learning opportunity, showing up every day live, asking questions. We do send a replay at the end of the day. So if something happened, something went sideways, you can still catch up. But knowing that every day stacks onto the other. So we're always setting up for the next day, the next day, the next day. It works together. It is a system. All right.
Mhm.
So what I've done to support this success is, like we said earlier, we block off the week. So you're showing up for that 1 hour. I'm actually focused on the workshop for that 8-hour day. And what I'm doing when we're not on live is I'm having conversations with people. I'm connecting, I'm supporting, I'm getting onto connect calls to personalize some of this. And the beautiful thing is you all have access to me. The difference between the ones who get the support and the ones who don't get the support is the ask. So when I reach out to you, I connect with you, or if you reach out to me and you're asking me specific questions, like I heard this in the workshop, I'm not really sure about that. Can you give me examples? Or my situation is more like this. What would you recommend?
Mhm.
Or I'm really struggling with da 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 da. And that could be, different personalities, intergenerational stuff, communication styles, learning styles. There are many things, personality, maybe lack of EQ, culture things that come into play, climate. All of those things make your situations unique. So you can ask me those specifics behind the scenes. So you don't have to expose yourself during the workshop. Some people are very forthcoming and they will, lay it out on the table and ask for the help during the workshop. And some people take a lot of advantage behind the scenes. So that is up to you. You are in charge of yourself, your journey, and you don't necessarily have to input a lot of time to get all of that support and all of that benefit. All you need to do is be present and take the action. So I will meet you where you're at, and I will give you as much as you want to get, essentially. So for those who are just wanting to show up and listen passively, you'll get something out of it, but you're not going to get as much out of it as the person who shows up and who's interacting with me and getting that personalization so that they can customize their strategy, and they can even get feedback in between each day for, this is what I did, this is the result I got, or this is what happened, what's next,
Mhm.
right? That day-to-day customization. You can take advantage of that, and that is really up to you. So I will tell you, I love people who take advantage of these things. I love people who are ready to take action. I love these people that, you give them one seed and they can think about 50 different ways of using it.
Mhm.
Oh my God, does that ever fuel my fire? Like, yes, tell me about that. Let's customize that. Let's create a strategy around that. You can see like I'm excited. Oh my God, next week it's going to be so many things. And for those of you, because I want to really, really, really support those who are showing up and who are committed to themselves, to their team, I'm going to give you some extras. So what are some of the bonuses, Kelsey Ann, that we have lined up this time around? Bonuses,
So
tell me.
bonuses. Yeah, there's no cars. It's not Oprah.
You get a car, you get a car.
That's what it just reminded me of. So my brain went there. So yes, you get the workbook, and the workbook, this becomes your blueprint through and beyond the workshop. And the leaders have raved about this workshop. They use it in the workshop, they use it beyond the workshop, and they come back to it year after year or quarter after quarter as kind of that reset.
Let me just like before you move on,
Yeah,
talk about this a little bit. So people use it for reflection. So as they're thinking about the situation and how they're approaching the situation, so they're designing their strategy, they're thinking through it. Some leaders take it back to their leadership team and share it and implement it as a team, this is how we're going to do things now together. They use it for leadership development, so building up other leaders around them. They use it for team coaching and employee coaching. Okay, so these are just like 5 things that right off the top of my head I've been able to pull that I have heard people take from and use the ways that they've used the workbook very
mhm,
effectively. So it, like Kelsey Ann was saying, beyond the workshop, absolutely. Like you
mhm.
want to work the workbook and highlight, you have to show up on day 1. This is when we give out the workbook. You're going to receive a link. You're going to be able to go and download it when you show up on day 1, because that is the kickoff and that's what you're going to need to move through.
Absolutely. Melissa loves to reward those that are most engaged, and anybody who is participating, accessing Melissa behind the scenes, they will be invited to ask a question during the Q&A session on Friday. So sometimes what we found last session was there were some questions that kind of had come up behind the scenes, and those were brought forward. So a lot of the times there's some really good takeaways behind the scenes that we want to bring forward to the group. And we bring forward in a way that, of course, respects your confidentiality. No details, no nothing, just the meat and potatoes of the situation, because there's so much learning that is happening behind the scenes.
Yeah. And that last day, the day 5, the Friday, it's about integrating. It's about
Right.
taking all the pieces that you've learned and making sure that we're connecting all of the dots. So
Mhm.
we're answering questions and we're prioritizing the questions of the people who have been engaging.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So those who show up live, not only are they going to have access to that wonderful workbook, and they stay to the end of the training, you will be able to access Melissa's team dynamics mapping template. So, and guide. So this is something that Melissa's going to be giving away for free. Do you want to tell them a little bit more about the guide, Melissa?
Absolutely. So team dynamics mapping is something that I usually do with the teams that I work with, the leaders that I work with one-on-one. So this is not typically something that I give out. And this is my own process. So again, you get access to like the tools and the systems that I've created based on everything that I've learned through my own training and my experience of coaching.
Mhm.
So I have created a system for myself on how I map out teams. Because as I'm walking in on a team, I need to figure out pretty quickly how they tick beyond the symptoms, right? What is really going on? Why are these interactions happening the way that they are? If I look at a meeting, why is this meeting happening in this way? Why is this one talking? Why is this one not talking? Why are these people having this conversation in this way, right? There's a lot that I need to understand. And so that is what the team dynamics mapping helps me do, is understand how the system works, not just the individual, but the whole system together. So I have a template that you're going to be able to rip off, and it's on a Miro board. So I love Miro. If you haven't yet had the chance to use Miro, you'll have the chance. You're going to love it. And it's a very like dynamic, because as you start working with team dynamics, what happens? It changes. It's adjusting as you're working and you're strategizing and you're leading and coaching this team. Things start moving. So you want a dynamic tool that helps you move things around so you can keep visualizing what's happening. And you're going to receive my guide. So it's a step-by-step guide that shows you how to do it. And I also have a training video that goes along with it. So you can, if you're a reader and you just want the guide and that is enough, wonderful. If you want me to walk you through and have examples, because this training video has been done with a group of leaders with different types of teams. So in this video, I'm customizing and I'm giving tips on if you have this type of team, or if you have two teams, if you have a team of teams, this might be how you want to approach your mapping. So there's going to be a lot of pro tips and customization in that video for you. So you're going to get access to all of this for free, but that is if you show up live every day. So if I see that you have showed up live and you're taking the action steps, I'm going to give you this added bonus. And I've never given this away in this way. So and I don't know if I'm going to do it again, but we're going to see how this feels.
So yeah, now you know how to make the most of your time during the workshop and to gain access to those bonuses, which you won't want to miss, because like Melissa just said, we probably won't be giving away this bundle deal again.
Because this is usually reserved for internal clients. All right, so you know what you're gonna get, you know how to get the most of it, you know what bonuses you can access if you want to show up. And let's talk a little bit about, what people have gotten from it. So some of the things that we've heard from people, leaders who have participated. One of the big things is the clarity around what is management, what is leadership, the differences between these two things. A lot of leaders have said that it's shifted how they think about leadership. And because of this shift, it automatically shifts their own approach to leadership so that they're more effective. I've had a lot of leaders be able to turn things around. So they've came to the workshop with this like, oh my God, this situation, I don't know what to do. This is my last big Hail Mary. And if this doesn't solve it, I think I'm going to have to fire the person. So they came in the workshop with this really situation. They didn't know what to do, and they were able to turn it around. And turn it around, meaning they were able to keep the employee, find a new way of working together that fits for both, and rebuilding the relationship with this person. So rebuilding trust and gaining alignment. And some people have completely shifted their team. So not just dealing with this one individual situation that was causing them costing them their peace, but looking at the overall team and being able to shift the mood from maybe negative, pessimistic, disconnected to being a climate of engagement, of optimism, and of excitement. So motivation is a beautiful thing. And, as a leader, when you have that motivation, you don't have to push or pull as hard. It makes your job a lot easier when people are showing up and when they're engaging, when they're really doing what they need to do, so you can do what you need to do and you want to do. So wherever you are on this journey, I can promise you that if you're committed to showing up, engaging, and doing the work, and some of this work is internal work, it's introspection, it's looking at those perceptions, but it's also getting more information from the outside. And I'm going to show you how to do all of those things during the workshop. So don't worry, I have the strategy. All you need to do is show up with a commitment, and you are going to be a completely different leader by the end of those 5 days and have different results. So what I say to you is cheers to leading people first. That's what I'm about.
Mhm.
And we'll see you on Monday.
See you Monday.
Monday. Look for the link inside your inbox. And I've also sent you a calendar invite to just make your life easier. I know for me, I love when people send me a calendar invite and I can just go to my calendar and click the link. The Zoom link is right there in your calendar. So we'll see you then.
Bye.
Bye.